everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Jess. If not, welcome back. If you are new, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button down below and turn on those post notifications so you guys can be notified every time I upload a video. Without further ado, let's get started on today's video. So for those of you who have not heard of Thrive Cosmetics, this is the first time I will be testing a lot of these products out, but Thrive Cosmetics is a cosmetics company that I really do like what they stand behind. So for every product that you buy, they donate to help women like in shelters and things like that, which is really cool. They don't have like a huge array of stuff. I think they just got into skincare if I'm not mistaken, but like I said, I don't know too much about the brand other than that they kind of help women in need. One of their most popular products is this Buildable Blur CC Cream with SPF 35. I'm sure you guys have heard me talk about her, but Kathleen Lights really raves about this. There are a few other influencers that love this as well, so I'm going to try this out today. I'm going to do half with a sponge and half with a brush, and I got mine in the shade medium, and I believe this retails for $38, which is quite expensive. That's kind of getting up there with like Dior and Lancome and things like that, so it is a little bit more expensive, but you are getting 1.8 fluid ounces, which is 0.08 more than you would normally get. And yes, this does retail for $38. Their shade range isn't the greatest, but I don't believe that it's supposed to be really full coverage, so that's really good. There's only 18 shades, which like I said isn't the greatest, but we'll give this a go. And I do have quite a bit of redness and breakouts. Unfortunately, I'm not too sure what's going on with my skin, but as you can see, it's a lot. So I'm not expecting this to cover much. Unfortunately, I can't help what my skin is going through, but I just want to see kind of how it covers up and if I can build it on the areas that I need. So I'm just going to go ahead and put my hair back. So it does come with a pump, which is really nice. I'm going to start off with one pump. I really hope that this is the right shade because I am a bit pale. Ooh, that is definitely going to be way too dark. So it is a bit of a thicker consistency, which is nice. Let's just see what the coverage is going to be like. So I'm going to do the sponge on this side and then brush on this side. And I'm going to first dot this all over my face. So yeah, it's probably going to be way too dark, but that's okay. We are getting into summer, so hopefully we'll be getting some color back. So as you can see, it's toned down the redness a little bit, but not much. I will try and build it up. Now, this is not supposed to be full coverage by any means. I'm going to try and layer it up just on the areas that I want a little bit more coverage. So I will say it is building quite nicely. Again, I know it's not going to cover everything, but it has taken down the redness quite a bit, which I really like. So I'm just going to read off some things while I'm blending this in about what it's supposed to do. It says it's multitasking, color correcting cream, blurs and diffuses skin imperfections with buildable sheer to full coverage. And I will say it's definitely like sheer to medium, light medium. I wouldn't say that this is full coverage. I'm sure you could continue to build it up, but I don't want that kind of cakey feeling. So I'm just going to leave it like this with 2 layers just over my problem areas. I really do like the finish. Again, I think this is maybe a shade too dark, but I don't mind it coming through. I know that, I mean, unless I have like a ridiculously full coverage foundation, none of this will be hidden. Then it says it's got SPF 35, it's got blur effect technology, color adjusting micropigments, and vitamin C. Sounds nice. The blur effect technology diffuses and blurs the look of skin imperfections, pores, and fine lines like a photo filter for your face. Now, I do have large pores and I did not put a primer on. So I wouldn't say that this is like a filter per se, but I do like the kind of sheer, the sheer coverage that it does give off. Just kind of evens out the skin tone. Smart Pigment Technology adjusts formula to give you a better match while concealing the look of skin imperfections such as redness, rosacea, discoloration, and dark spots. I will say that it did tone down the redness quite a bit in comparison to this side, which you can see. Fortunately, I have a lot. This is vitamin C, brightens and provides anti-aging and antioxidant benefits. And it does also have flaxseed extract, which helps control and absorb oil to reduce shine. I don't have really oily skin, so that's not really a problem for me. I'm going to go ahead and do the other side. I still have a little bit of that one pump left, so I'm just going to put maybe about a half pump more on the back of my hand just to kind of go over the rest of my face. Now on this side I will be using a brush just to see if I can get a little bit more coverage, and I'm going to be using my rougher 17 brush. So right off the bat, using a brush gives you a lot more coverage. And with that coverage, you can definitely see that this is a little too dark for me. It just blends out so much easier and faster when you use a brush. But as you can see, the coverage was just so much more. So what I'm going to do is I have a little bit left from that half pump. I'm going to go back on this side to see if I can get just a little bit more coverage on those areas. This definitely has more coverage than I was expecting. This is definitely, I would say, like a medium coverage now, especially if you use a brush. I'm going to take this down the neck so I don't have a harsh line. And then I'm going to just take my sponge and go over everything. Now I did only get a couple of products for this video just because Thrive Cosmetics isn't exactly an affordable brand. So I didn't get their powder, which I know a lot of people really like. So I'm just going to powder my face and then we will move on to bronzer. Oh, and I will be doing concealer off camera as well. Everything that I use will be linked down below in the description box. So next up from them, I bought their Blur and Sculpt Bronzing Powder in the shade EOS. I'm not really sure how to pronounce that, but it's in the shade EOS. They only have two shades. They have Rhea, which is pretty light. I probably could have gone for that one since I'm in like my winter color, my winter shade, but I went ahead and got EOS. So it's this really beautiful kind of like dark bronzy color. I'm going to give this a shot. So this one is $32. Again, pretty expensive if you ask me. I'm just going to take this really large kind of bronzer brush from Rougher. This is the P22. I'm trying to go in with a light hand here because I'm not sure how pigmented this is going to be, but it looks pretty pigmented. So I don't want it to be too dark considering. So as you can see, it is a bit dark for me, which is why I chose kind of a fluffier brush, but that's okay. It's a really nice formula. I barely tapped the brush in, and a lot came off, so that's good. Again, I think this is just a tad too dark for me, but I do really like the formula. It's definitely buildable. I'm just barely tapping into it. So this shade is really throwing me off of the foundation. It's not really too bad on camera, like you can't tell that it's pretty dark, but my neck is definitely a lot lighter. Alright, I actually don't mind how dark it is, especially because I use such a fluffy brush. It just kind of gave my face an all over warmth, so I really do like this. I think as I get a little bit darker, I'll like it even more. But really, really nice. I like how it just kind of defines my cheekbones without it being too harsh. So really, really love that. And the only two other items I got from Thrive is their mascara and a hydrating lip serum. So I'm just going to kind of finish off the rest of my face, and I will be back to do eyes and lips. All right, guys, now that I am done with the eyes, I apologize, my wing liner, I don't even know if they're related, but we're not going to talk about that. We're going to move on to the Thrive Cosmetics mascara. This packaging is beautiful, and it's so like nice and weighted. So it retails for $24, which is hella expensive for a mascara, but the packaging on this is so nice. It's nice and weighted, feels super luxurious. This is called their Liquid Lash Extensions Mascara, and it says instantly creates the look of lash extensions with this award-winning best-selling mascara powered by technology that won't clump, flake, or smudge. So we will put that to the test. It says the award-winning best-selling mascara transforms every lash with stay all-day dramatic length, definition, and curl to instantly create the look of lash extensions without the glue. Our revolutionary high-performance formula is powered by flake-free tubing technology. So it's a tubing mascara, not a fiber mascara, my mistake. So tubing mascara. And it's for voluminous, show-stopping lashes that won't clump, flake, or smudge, while Orchid Stem Cell Complex helps encourage longer, healthier-looking lashes over time. Nice. So it's essentially helping your eyelashes as well. And it says for maximum volume, start with the wand at the base of your lash and slowly sweep up through. Alrighty. So let's put this bad boy to the test. I do have my lashes like permed, so I did like a lash curl or lash lift a few weeks ago. So I think this lasts 6 to 8 weeks, and I think I'm on like week 3 or 4. So some of my lashes are starting to straighten out. So if you do see that, I apologize. But let's go ahead and get started using this. I am a huge mascara person. The brush, let me show you guys the brush. So here is what the brush looks like. It's one of those like plastic spiky ones, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but we'll give this a go. Now, since it is a tubing mascara, it says that when you remove it, all you need is warm water, which is really nice because I've definitely been there where you feel like you're scrubbing your eyelashes out, trying to get the mascara out. And I am someone who likes to layer up quite a bit of mascara. So we will do one coat first and see how that goes. It says that it's supposed to be clump free, but this is clumping my lashes quite a bit. Definitely not as much as others, but I wouldn't say that this is clump free for sure. So that is one coat there. This is a very wet formula. I prefer a little bit on the drier side. Maybe once this has been open for a week or so, I'll like it a little bit more, but I'm just not a fan of super kind of liquidy formulas just because I feel like they can smudge or leave marks, which I'm starting to get kind of right here. You can kind of see it. And then at the top, but like it's for sure, like I've got it pretty low down right here. And these eyelashes on this side are just so wonky. Some of them are starting to straighten, some of them are still really curly. Don't know that I would recommend a lash lift unless you have like pretty long lashes already, which I do have, but I don't know. Yeah, this is definitely not a clump-free mascara, unless it's just my lashes being my lashes, but this is definitely not clump-free. No, don't get me wrong, my lashes are a little all over the place, again, because I got that lash lift a while ago, but let's see. So this is just one coat, which actually doesn't look too terrible. Again, as you guys can see, it's left quite a bit of like smudges down there, but still really, really nice. You can see my lashes there, fairly long and really, really lifted. So I do like that. I think I'm gonna attempt to put on a second coat just to see what happens. But I'm going to see if I can dust away this, like, see if I can buff it out. Yeah, I do not like that it just kind of smudged everywhere. Okay, so onto the second coat. I'm typically someone who does like to do 2 to 3 coats when doing mascara. Oh, I just got some on my nose. But I'm just doing a really light layer just because it is really clumpy already. I would not suggest doing 2 coats. I don't like it. I preferred it with 1 coat. Let me see if I can get really close for you guys. So that is 2 coats. It definitely gave me length. As you can see right here, the curl is really, really nice, but it is just so clumpy. I'm not really a fan of how clumpy it makes my lashes. So I would suggest only doing 1 coat with this mascara, but I don't know. First impressions, don't really like it too much, prefer it with 1 coat. Moving on to lips, the last product I have from Thrive Cosmetics. This is the Glossy Lip Hydrating Serum for $26. This thing is pretty small to be $26. Again, I know it's not an affordable brand, I know that, but I don't know, that's really expensive. And I got mine in the shade Ruth. Let me give you a little swatch here. Now, I have been using this quite a bit and I really, really love it. It gives you a nice tint of color, but really does hydrate the lips. And I suffer from really dry lips, so I always have to have some sort of like lip balm or like lip gloss on. I'm going to throw on, actually, I'll just do it without a lip liner for now. But I really do like this kind of neutrally beige shade. So your lips but better, so just a hint of color. And I really do like this formula. This was the one thing I just could not wait to use whenever I got this package. And it has just a little hint of shimmer. And voila. So for my overall thoughts on all of the products, I will say I think this Blur foundation really surprised me the most. I mean, I know that this is like raved about here on YouTube and a bunch of people use it, but as far as the coverage goes, now I know I have a lot of imperfections, but it definitely toned down the redness for it being kind of like just a CC serum. It toned down the redness, but you can still see like my freckles coming through. And it allows the skin to show through, but still giving pretty good coverage for a CC cream. I did build it up, but I do think I prefer it with the brush instead of the sponge, just because with the sponge I definitely feel like I was using more product, getting less coverage. But really, really I think I'm going to enjoy this, especially over the summer when I do get a little bit darker and I'm not going to be wearing as much makeup. So really, really enjoyed this. As far as the bronzer goes, I really like the formula, but I'll see how long it lasts all day. You know, making sure that it stays on. Again, the color isn't too dark, which I thought it was going to be. It just gave me kind of an all over wash, and I did use a pretty big fluffy brush, so I think that really helped kind of diffuse it and make it look not as harsh. So I really do like the color. I'm glad I got the darker one because I wasn't too sure. They only have 2 shades. So, oh, again, the shade range for this was only 18 shades. I do wish that they would extend it, but because it is kind of like that sheer buildable coverage, you can kind of get away with it. Like, as you can see, I've had this on for quite some time, and you can't really tell that it's too dark for me. I mean, kind of, if I hold up my hand to my face, you can tell, but as far as like my neck goes, it doesn't look too off. So, I mean, with the 18 shades, I feel like if you go a shade too light or a shade too dark, it'll be okay. For the mascara, you already know my feelings. I think as it dries, I'll like it more, but it's just definitely a little too clumpy for me right now. But I really like the length that it gave me and a little bit of volume, but I don't like the clumpiness. So I'm gonna play with this and see how I feel kind of over time when the formula kind of dries out, maybe in a week or so. Not my favorite mascara, but not my least favorite. So I could take it or leave it. And then for the hydrating lip serum, or gloss lip serum, I should say, I love this. I have been using it nonstop since I got it. It's the one thing that I was super excited about in this kind of haul. As you can see, it just makes your lips look hydrated. Not like juicy or wet, but just hydrated. They look healthy, which I really like. And I don't know if you can see, I'm gonna try and hold this pretty close, but you can see it's got like gold flecks in it. What I really like is that even though you see a lot of gold flecks in the tube, it doesn't come off like that kind of in person. It's just a very natural looking, like healthy lips, which I really like. And there are only a few shades in this, more like kind of pinky mauvey reds and 2 neutrals, but I'm really glad that I got this. And again, this is the shade Ruth. So those are my overall thoughts on everything from Thrive Cosmetics. I do want to build up my collection of Thrive Cosmetics and try like their powders and their eyeshadows and their lip liners, which I hear are really good. But for now, I'm glad with what I got. Or I'm happy with what I got, I should say. But thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time. Bye guys.